Welcome to the Bearded Bros Show podcast. I am one half your host, and we're actually joined by Trav this time. Beautiful entrance. Beautiful entrance.
That was supposed to be rather really big or really small, and I was hoping that it wouldn't come out too small. Because right when I told Dustin like 3, 2, 1, like I felt the burp coming on. I'm like, okay, this is just gonna happen in the recording, I guess. But what's up, guys?
Trav is back. The last episode that you guys heard, it was me and Lucas, and that episode was almost 2 hours long.
Oh wow, yeah, I am intrigued. I talked to Lucas a little bit about it.
We bleeped out the name. It was honestly for the better. But I mean, it was definitely Lucas needed it. He needed to get it off his chest. So.
Yeah, I mean, especially if he's like, hey, I want to talk about this on the podcast. That means, like, because I expressed to him, like, well, I'm glad that you got it off your chest. Like, I'm trying to remember what I said to him. I said, like, I basically told him I'm just super intrigued because, like, it was the first episode I wasn't in. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to be, like, this... I'm going to be the guy that, like, wants to listen to this right when it drops, basically. Just because I know there's a whole thing with all that and a lot of weight and a lot of emotional stress and yada yada. And I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that he had that, I guess, to had this platform, this space to, like, talk about it. Because, yeah, it's definitely worth talking about. I mean, all three of us have talked about it in private and all that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's a thing.
It was crazy. Lucas really didn't deserve what happened to him. We talk about it all the time. Like, Lucas is such a great guy. And I even said in the podcast, Lucas is probably one of the most kind-hearted people that you will ever talk to in your lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
And people, unfortunately, people took advantage of that, and he talked about it. We like I said, we decided to bleep out the name because God only knows, and more so too, I mean, if in the off chance if the person listens to it, he knows who it's about, but he can't do anything because we didn't say his name. And I mean, if he was to do anything and like try to like come at us on this channel, then that just kind of goes to show you what kind of person he is. But, after talking to Lucas, like, it's not something, Trav and I are very positive people, and so is Lucas. Lucas talked about it. It was a good story. Lucas needed to talk about it. But we don't want any like negative impact back on this because that's not what this is about. Like, this isn't a platform where we're going to come and like slander somebody. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, and neither is Trav. And obviously Lucas isn't either, but I mean, it is what it is. It needed to be said, honestly.
Like, it's just a thing. It's a thing that happened. It's a thing that exists.
Yeah.
And it's worth talking about.
I think the worst part about it, too, like, honestly, it probably wouldn't be that bad, but the fact that Lucas literally uprooted and completely changed his life to make that happen. And that guy, completely ruined that for him. But yeah, you wanted to talk about something specific with somebody that you're friends with on YouTube, which is somebody that I have watched for many years, by the way. Like, I was watching the video that you sent me, and I was thinking back. I was like, I've literally been subbed to this channel since, like, before I even started making content because of the content that they made.
Yeah. And just a disclaimer, I have not really spoken to Matt. And the reason that I decided, hey, I told Dustin, like, when I woke up, I'm like, dude, let's record tonight because I have an idea. Like, I didn't have any ideas the night before, and then, like, it just kind of hit me. You know what? Like, that might be worth talking about. There's enough there. I'm not involved, but I'm in the same community, and it's just, like, it's a thing. So, little insight for you guys.
We're talking about Matt Zion, a.k.a. WrecklessEating.
Yeah.
Yeah, same community as Trav, but, I mean, a little more to the extreme.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Into that. Matt from WrecklessEating And the only reason, like I was about to say a second ago, that I'm talking about this is because he's made it public knowledge. It's not like I didn't discuss this with him or anything. But I told him a long time ago, and I think it was when I was doing Trap Talks, or it may have been when we first started this podcast, that I was like, dude, Matt, like because we talk on Facebook sometimes. And I told him, like, I got to get you on my podcast. I know you're a busy guy and everything. And, maybe one day, I don't know if it would be about this, because I'm sure that, I don't know if you'd want to just like, that would just be up to him. Like, if he ever was on the podcast, we could talk about whatever. But if he wants to go into like how much YouTube and Twitch have screwed him over, and anybody that's a subscriber to my channel, my main channel, just understand that, this podcast is just where I can like just speak my thoughts on things, and even if it is about in some way against YouTube, which, like, I love the platform. Like, me and Dustin, Lucas, we're all a part of it, but we do see these things with other people where, like, stuff just goes down. And so, and a lot of you guys have probably seen at least one or two suggested video, even if you've never been subbed to Reckless Eating. You've probably seen a suggested video of theirs back in the day when they used to do vomit alert videos, and like, they are like, let me see how can I describe what they've been over 10 years, which is insane. Like, literally, like, the story of me finding them and stuff was like, I started my channel and then I started to like see other stuff like that. So the only people that were really doing that kind of thing back then, and anybody that listened to this, that you had a food review channel before, 2013, 2012, I apologize, but I wasn't aware of you. The only people really that I saw doing it back then was like Ken Domick, Dame Drops, and Reckless Eating. Those were like the big ones. Because I started in 2012, and within that year, because I had started something that I was interested in, I started finding out about other reviewers and stuff like that. So Reckless Eating kept popping up. And this was like back whenever it was like Matt and Chris just filming in like, I don't even know where. It looked like a closet or something.
Yeah,
like, they just
crazy.
Like, back in the day, and they are known for like the vomit alerts, the raunchy, like, they're a team of people that just like, they're the everyday raunchy people though. They're the, I don't know, almost like a freaking frat house. Like, just, I don't know.
They were like, the way I can describe it is like, I don't watch this channel frequently at all, like hardly ever. The Nelk Boys, like it.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and
funny
I just
too,
want to
because I was
say,
just,
like, when we get into it, like, I watched one of their videos last night actually, so I'm kind of glad that I watched that Reckless Eating video, and I'm just like, it's so shitty because, like, the Nelk Boys video that I watched was literally talking about banging hookers in Brazil, doing cocaine, constantly fucking drinking, and like, that was it. Like,
and yet they're not being taken down because
their videos stay up.
or whatever.
Yeah, they're not monetized because they make millions
I know, and
of
I found
dollars.
that out through ear biscuits.
They make millions of dollars.
Yeah,
off their merch. Millions.
That's nuts.
And it pisses me off.
And I didn't know that until I literally, like, in the new Ear Biscuits, Rhett and Link's podcast, I was listening to that, and Rhett had mentioned that as like he was comparing something to something else, and he's like, if anyone's heard of Nelk, and like he went on and like saying something about like his son watches that or something, and he found out about them through that, but he like informed me like they're not monetized, and I never even really noticed. Like, when I clicked on their videos, I never thought, oh, there wasn't an ad or whatever. So, yeah, and even to that, like, Nelk and Reckless Eating, like, that shouldn't even, like, because here's the thing about them versus, like, Matt And as far as I can tell, like, Matt's been like the head of this thing for so long. I mean, I know it's like him and Chris, but I mean, Matt is like, I look at it, he's the face of Reckless Eating. Like,
Matt's the
in my opinion,
main
because,
man. Like you're gonna see his face more so than anybody else's.
If he puts out a random vlog like he did with Ziggler and Cute Ziggler, then it's him. And so, basically, to inform you guys more, Reckless Eating, raunchy content. They've put up like stuff where they vomit, they eat like crickets, they just like all kinds of stuff. All these years.
10 years.
And over the years, they've started to have issues. Like, Matt has made videos and talked about this on social media and stuff of like how much bad luck he's had with like the like YouTube becoming kid friendly now in like 2021. And he made a video the other day, and I sent it to Dustin just to give him a little bit of like why. Here's the why I want to talk about this, is because YouTube has literally made him like just take down, like he had no choice but to go back. And my God, he's already deleted so many videos even before he made this video, but he had to go back and like delete every main show, and that's like with a bunch of people and stuff, the vomit alerts, all that, the drinking. Like, I'm even appalled by like they're making them take down anything with like beer in it. It's like, I don't know, and I don't know all the details. All I know is what Matt is saying, and through that video and all his social media stuff, and I've seen him on Twitter, like, you know, get pretty upset at YouTube, like tagging them, like, hey, what's up with this? And like, there's a lot of that going around anyway. But, you know, and I think he mentioned in that video, I might be wrong, like they got banned from Twitch as well. Like, I know he was saying they had problems with Twitch. So, like, that was his other passion, because he's big into gaming and, like, being on Twitch like Dustin. So, it's just really frustrating to see, because, number one, let me just say that, let me just put this out of the way. Some of y'all might watch Reckless Eating and be like, what are these guys? They seem like, I just don't judge them. That's all I'm going to say, because Matt is one of the coolest, and just, this is from like vibes and also personally talking to him. He's one of the coolest guys like on the platform, just a genuine guy. He has literally, and I forgot, I told somebody this the other day, because we were talking about different creators. Oh yeah, that was Red and Ball. We were talking about different creators and stuff that we've talked to. He's like just a viewer, and he was like, yeah, I've talked to Matt and stuff sometimes. And I told Red and Ball, I was like, Matt is the type of guy that will just, he has hit me up so randomly. He's taken time out of his busy day just to say, hey, how's life, man? Like, that's the first thing he says. Like, that to me means something. He's involved in the community enough to know, like, hey, I'm this big, like, I've got this big thing called Reckless Eating, but that doesn't mean anybody else is less important. Like, he has that personality that is like me and Dustin in a way where it's just like, we're all just people, and we should check on each other kind of mentality.
And that's how he is, too. And I mean, we're talking about a channel
with
good
dude.
over 500,000 subscribers, like 627,000 subscribers. And they do not at all, nobody in that group of people act like YouTube is their job. Like they don't put on a front, like they are themselves, and they're raw and they're so genuine. Like they don't even have like the best video quality. Like that's not, you know, it just goes to show that like personality and who you are as a person. And if you can be genuine and be yourself, like you don't need a $4,000 camera to like make these super crispy looking videos, and you don't need to like put on this front. Like they're just normal everyday people who work their ass off just like Trav and I, and just enjoy making content. And to lose because YouTube is cracking down on this stuff, to lose over 10 years of content would be the most disheartening thing ever. And I just want to say too, I understand it from like a business standpoint, like the whole YouTube side of things. And, you know, like you have people investing money for ads and running ads, and, you know, I get it. YouTube needs to make money too. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like censorship. Like there are literally, again, the Nelk boys And the craziest shit is, man, is like I see like 10 and 11-year-old kids wearing shirts that say full send. I'm like, these kids are literally watching videos about drinking, drugs, and sex, and like that's the lifestyle that these kids want to live. Now I watch another YouTuber
Yeah.
who's not monetized. His name's Danny Duncan. Danny Duncan 69. That's like his whole thing. And he's not monetized, but he doesn't promote drugs. He literally says in his videos, he's like, if you drink and get drunk all the time, you're a pussy. Like, if you're an alcoholic, don't come near me. Don't watch my shit. Like, that's how he is, right? But he just swears a lot and does like crazy shit, but it's never like anything like the Nelk Boys do. You know what I mean? Like, he's such like a,
Yeah.
like, Danny Duncan is genuine. Everybody that's ever met him is like, dude, he's like one of the nicest people ever. Like, he's not an asshole. Like, he comes off in his videos. He's just a kid having fun, you know, and loving what he does. And he just happens to have the #1 selling merch in the world. Like, he's literally in stores worldwide, in a store called Zoomy, selling his Virginity Rocks merch. Like, he's literally promoting safe sex,
Yeah.
you know, and he's not monetized because he has a foul mouth. But, like, that's him. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't put on a front for YouTube or, you know, like, and he even says it. He's like, look, I came from nothing. I grew up poor as fuck. You know, my only goal in life was to buy my mom a house, and that's what he did. Like, he helps more than he does for himself. He helps people.
Yeah.
And YouTube shits on him for that and won't even monetize him. But he literally makes over $1 million a month off his merch, so I guess that's a big fuck you to YouTube.
Yeah, I remember thinking whenever I was going to talk about this, I don't curse, so I'm going to I was going to, my joke was going to be I tell Dustin, for Matt and standing with Matt in this whole situation, how about Dustin drop and then have you be like, F you, YouTube? Because it's something that you would, and you already kind of did say it.
Hey, listen, I will be your personal swear jar. You just tell me what to say and I'll do it. I swear to God, let's starting now. Like, it will be like ad-libbing. You'll be like, these motherfuckers, and then you just continue. And I just don't say anything.
I say mother, and then you just finish it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But with the whole Matt thing, here's my, if I didn't have enough to really go on of how it could be fixed, I probably wouldn't have even hit Dustin up of we got to do an episode about this, because I do have something that is, I guess, ammo in a way towards YouTube, of the big why. Why are you doing this? Wouldn't it just be simpler? And I know this is easier said than done. And Matt, if you're listening, you probably, you've already been through this in your head most likely. And you're questioning the same thing. It's obvious that you would think of this, but why can't YouTube, literally look at creators as, especially with something like Reckless Eating, which has been, they hit their 10-year anniversary recently, and, just looking at this whole 10 years of content, which has been fine perfectly up to a point, where it's they were monetized at a certain point. I don't know when that happened, what the growth rate was of their channel, but either way, they've been very successful. And I don't understand YouTube's mindset whenever you have the whole 10 years of content that you've allowed things, and then you make changes and expect all of those years of content to change. It's already there. Here's, if I was, the head of YouTube in this situation or something, or in some kind of meeting room with them, it's if we're going to change things, why not just do it going forward instead of literally expecting, here's a strike from videos from, 5 years ago. That's what frustrates me about the whole thing. You know what? I'll say this about YouTube. I know that, we're just in a different time, and, if they want to make more kid-friendly content, fine. I'm actually kind of all for it, because
that's why you have YouTube Kids, though.
I enjoy wholesome content, and, and I mean, and just for me myself, I keep saying myself, I'm G-rated on my channel. There's nothing really I've never. I'm gonna jinx myself and say I've never gotten a strike, and then I get one just for saying this on a podcast, because that's something that they would probably do. Because of this other channel, and you're really, really laid back and you talk about everything. I'm G-rated, and like that's just me, and anybody. But I do watch other content. Like I've watched Reckless Eating a lot of times where the vomit alerts and stuff were there because it was funny.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
love
okay,
watching people
what's it
puke.
gonna like when Matt is in his vomit face and he's trying not to and stuff? It's hilarious, and I'm kind of sad to think back. Like I'll never be able to refer anybody to one of those videos because now they don't exist, and that's just how I see it. Is like, why can't YouTube look at something like 10 years of content as like, okay, but moving forward? Because Matt is saying, and he's giving them more credit than they even really deserve by saying, like, they actually got back to me and, like, yada, and, like, that's cool and all, but, like,
they're not doing anything.
He's excited about moving forward.
Yeah.
He understands, and he said it in the video, like, I'm fine with the evolution. Like, and he's like, and I'm an old man. Like, I can't really do a lot of the stuff I used to do. And that's fine. But why does it have to involve stuff that existed within a time where it wasn't a problem? Like, that's what frustrates me about it. And that's like my big speech towards YouTube about this whole thing, and to other creators that deal with this issue. I know a lot of other creators that just have like this constant, like, Tyro Magnus or whoever, like they do reactions and stuff, and like it gets taken down or whatever. Like Rick Beato is like that music channel guy, and he like has so many copyright issues, just because he's like playing guitar a couple times that smells like Teen Spirit or something, and he just, he's had some rant videos recently too because he's super frustrated because he's like over 1 million subs now. And the bigger you get, the more, eyes YouTube has on you, and it just feels from YouTube's side, like it just feels wrong. I don't understand why they have to involve past content. Shouldn't there be some kind of rule with that? Like, because
almost like you should be grandfathered in.
Yeah, it's basically like they're saying, like, you should go to the past and make sure that that's not in there, like, or cut that out of an old video. It's like, it's already up. Like, most of what Reckless Eating, like, most of what Matt had up from, like, 5 years ago is most likely not in his computer anymore to change anything, to do anything, like me, like, all my videos on there, like, a lot of them from years ago are no longer in my, I've had a totally different computer by now. Like, it's all on YouTube, and that's it. And so if I have to delete anything, it's gone forever. So I do understand, like, I'll never have to really deal with this because I have no plans to, like, unless, you know what, and I told Ashley this is what got me kind of thinking, because I watched Matt's video, and I was thinking, like, next, I just can see it. Next, they'll start getting people because, like Matt said, they're starting to come, like, bring down the hammer on stuff like spit and stuff. Next, it's going to be, like, there's a little, like, sauce on my beard whenever I bite into a sandwich, and then they're like, to cut that out because it's gross. It's like, food reviewers, like, it's a thing. Like, I could see them cracking down more on, like, chewing, and, like, I just hope it doesn't get to that point, because this is just, the food community is just this, shared community of people that are just trying to work their rear ends off. Like, the review crew, like, man, God, those guys are just constant content, like, even faster than me half the time. And it's just like, I just don't want to see YouTube bring down, like, just bring everybody down that way, and, like, people have to stop making content. That whole kids thing that went down, and you still have to check mark it now, like, kids are not kids, and it's just, I get what they're trying to do. I'm for positive change, but when it comes to looking at past content, to me that makes literally zero sense, unless it's literally just like they've had a lot of people just out of there and they have a whole new team, is what YouTube is. Like, I know that it's probably like any business where people come and go, but still, even if it is like new management or something, like, I don't even know what it sounds stupid to say that, but
well, you got to think about it in these terms too. Like, yeah, it's hard for the food reviewers, especially. Like, I understand what you're saying. Think about the people that play video games, that literally like playing or reviewing or playthroughs of video games. Like, that's their job. What are you going to do if they're playing a gory video game and there's blood in it, or there's a sex scene in it? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, is it going to get to the point, too, if I'm playing Minecraft and I fucking kill a pig and it just poofs into nothing? Am I going to get fucking taken down because of animal abuse? Like,
Right.
it's scary. But, like, I mean, have you, like, seen the memes, like, saying that people today or kids nowadays would literally never survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby?
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
remember coming home from school, like, fucking 2009, 2010, loading up Modern Warfare 2, and the first thing I hear is some white kid hurling the N-word through the lobby.
Yep.
You know, which I never stood behind, by the way, like I'm just saying, but that's how it was, you know, back when you could, you know, joke around and tell your friend, like, oh, like, stop being gay, you know, or don't do that, that's gay, you know, or like, haha, you're gay. Like, you can't,
It's a whole
people
different thing
people
now.
nowadays are so sensitive. Do you remember when FAGGOT was the word to use? Like, you fucking bleep. I'll say everything else but that word. You know, and it's just like, dude, it just pisses me off because it's like, this is the world we live in now. Everybody is so fucking sensitive. And listen, if you are one of the, I'm going to just be straight up. If you are somebody like that and you're listening to this fucking podcast, just go. Just stop. Because if you can't handle a joke, then you just need to, you need to just go crawl in a hole somewhere and go listen to some other, like, really fucking bad podcast, because I can't stand it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not even fun anymore. Like you can't even have fun anymore without somebody being offended. That's just like, I
Yeah.
saw people, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I support the LGBT community, 100%. I am all for it. Love is love. Be happy. Be you. You know, my best friend Mike is, her pronouns are she, her, but Mike, I grew up with Mike. Mike was a boy. Mike was this raging asshole that, you know, like, said off the wall things and collected World War II German memorabilia and, like, completely changed. But I don't talk to Mike any differently. I don't treat Mike any differently. Like, I am all for it. If you are happy, then you go, girl. You fucking slay. Like, I am all for it. But, like, and I seen this stuff on Twitter too, and all of these people were just ranting, like, oh, like, if you support the LGBT community, then you shouldn't put pronouns, or you shouldn't have that tag on your Twitch stream. And it's like, fuck you. Like, you, no, like, shut up. It doesn't matter. You complain
Yeah.
that your group of people don't get love and get support, but when somebody who's not lesbian, not gay, not bisexual, or not trans uses that to support you, then you get mad about it. It's like, what is it? And also, I just want to say, there's only two genders. Fuck off with this other stuff. There's two. You're a boy or you're a girl. There's no way around it. If you're a boy who wants to be a girl, fine. If you're a girl who wants to be a boy, fine. There's two genders. I stick by it. Look, this shit got me so fucking heated that I'm willing to argue with anybody about this. Because if you think there's more than two genders, you're a fucking idiot. You are the biggest moron in the world. I'm cisgender. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up. That's not even a thing. You're a boy or you're a girl. When you fill out a fucking job application, male or female, there's nothing else. or you put,
Check both if you
yeah,
want.
or you put, I prefer not to say. Notice that there's no other options other than those three. You either don't want to say it, because guess what? You're one or the other anyway. Idiots. But to get back on, sorry I got off topic there. The whole thing with YouTube, again, I understand it from a business standpoint. I get it. It's the world we live in, and truthfully, it's scary. It is absolutely terrifying for content creators, because it's like walking on eggshells. Like, I was playing Minecraft the other day and I accidentally said fuck. And, like, I, like, froze for, like, a second. Like, internally, I'm like, oh my God, there goes everything I worked on. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to have that fear. Like, it's slipped out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm a bad person because of it, but, like, it's just that fear of, like, I've worked so hard on this, and I know that this can be taken away from me in the blink of an eye. And the same thing with Twitch. First of all, fuck Twitch. I stream on Twitch. Cool, whatever. It's just because I built a platform there for myself and people pay money to watch me stream. Awesome. I love it. But, like, Twitch hates male creators. And I can tell you that. He said, like, 6 to 10 months or something like that for an appeal to be looked at by Twitch. There are female Twitch streamers, and you can look this up. Alinity is a huge one, and if you've never heard that name, let me give you a little bit of a backstory about this bitch. First of all, she got caught on stream abusing her fucking cat. Straight up animal abuse. Twitch did nothing about it. She nip-slipped more than once. Twitch did nothing about it. She showed her whole fucking vagina on stream. Twitch did nothing about it. She banned herself by taking a couple days off. Nothing was done about it. But a male streamer makes an inappropriate joke on Twitch trying to be funny, and you're fucking banned for life.
Yeah.
Like, here's the crazy thing. And I just found out about this on my last time I streamed. Somebody come in and told me they were watching another streamer. And the streamer they were watching had a friend who was an even bigger Twitch streamer at their house, right? And the guy streaming said something or did something on accident, and Twitch banned him. But then Twitch banned the other guy who wasn't even streaming because he was there. Just because he was there in that room. Yeah. That dude lost his entire livelihood, his entire income gone. But there's girls abusing her cat on Twitch, and this girl showing her body off in a sexual way on Twitch, but that's fine, right? No, it's fucked up. I don't know why Matt was banned off Twitch. I don't think he said in the video. Maybe he didn't in videos past. But it's just ridiculous, you know? And I don't know if... I'm sure YouTube and Twitch was... like, I'm sure that was his job, right? Like, that was his income?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing, is he's been grinding out on YouTube for years, and so it's literally like, with this new issue and all this, like, you gotta delete all your main shows. I mean, it's one of those things, like, and I know Matt has literally had moments, and he's posted it on, and I remember when he would post stuff like this, like I don't know if it's doable anymore, like what I do for income, like, it's a struggle, and he's just struggled for so many years, and it's just like, and all he's done is just kicked butt at it. It's like, I mean, he's constantly editing something. He's constantly, like, it's, you know, because it is what he does.
Because that's his job, right?
It's frustrating to see, because it makes, like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know I'm G-rated, but it makes me feel like a guy like me, you know, like, whenever I get to that point with, like, views and subscribers, like, it doesn't let me see any kind of light at the end of the tunnel that is like, oh yeah, like, I can, you know, I mean, I know I can avoid it by, like, just literally just pertaining to the rules, but it's still frustrating for me to see other people deal with this. Like, I get it, moving forward, sure, but why punish a channel for past content when it wasn't a rule at the time? Like, it makes no sense. Like, and you guys let me know in the comments of, you know, on YouTube of this podcast. Am I crazy to, you know, is that, like...
No, it's not crazy at all.
Like,
and
what are you guys' points on this? Like, what, you know, even if you're not a creator, totally, I would love to read what you have to say about it, because, it's just frustrating to watch. Like, I see all kinds of people dealing with this, like, and like Boogie, you know, he's Boogie, and he says stuff, and it gets him in trouble, and like, but he always feels bad about it, because he's like, you can't do anything anymore.
You cannot have an opinion that goes against somebody.
It's like,
else's.
you might as well not even be on the platform. Like, it's almost like it's a plan. They're trying to scare people off, you know, and bring in child-friendly creators that start new channels.
And here's the thing is, like, normally I encourage people. I'm like, yeah, man, start that channel, do it. But now it's like, it's hard to even recommend that, because first of all, it's hard to even grow now. You know, the platform's oversaturated, and it sucks. Like,
the algorithm has changed, and it's very, very specific now.
I got this comment on one of my videos, and I know the kid didn't mean anything by it. And he's like, look, I used to watch you all the time back in 2015. I'd something happened. I lost my world. I didn't watch you. I didn't even play video games or watch YouTube for years. Like, he literally just commented this the other day. So for like 6 years, this kid didn't watch me or even like watch any YouTube videos because he was disheartened by what happened, which I understand. Like, you put a lot of time into Minecraft to have your work taken away. It fucking sucks. But, and like something he said to me, and like, I don't let comments get to me. He was like, it's sad to see that your channel's dying, and I want to do what I can to help you out. And I responded to him, and I was like, look, you can say I have a dying channel, whatever. I don't care. That shit doesn't bother me, because for me, and I told him, I was like, this was never my main source of income. This was never something that I set out to do in hopes of it being a full-time job, or it hopes of it being like my main source of income. It's not. I never intended it to be. Hence why I work a normal job, and I actually have a really good job making really good money. And I straight up told him, he was like, you should have 3 or 4 million subs by now. And it's like, yeah, but
not for my,
but like, I don't,
I mean, I'm sure there's some Minecraft guys with those numbers. But
there is. It's insane. And it's just like, but you know what? Like, I don't care about that. Like, what I care about is inspiring people like you to like build cool shit. It's not about, like, I don't care how many subscribers I have. I don't care how many views I have. Like, even if I made more money off of YouTube than I did my regular job, I don't think I would ever want to treat YouTube like a job, because I've literally watched this platform change so much over the years, like long before I even made content. And it's just, the world we live in is fucked. I mean, you say what you want about it, but think about it. Like, things will never go back to how they were. It's like, I keep seeing this meme too. It's like a roller coaster, and at like the crest of the hill, it says like summer 2016, and then the roller coaster is going down the hill, and it just says the rest of our lives, and it's just going downhill. And you think back to it, and it's like, things were so much different back then, and it is sad. We're never gonna get back to that, ever. Like, you can't even fucking go out in public, and you even like look at somebody the wrong way, and like all of a sudden you're racist, or you're homophobic, or you're this and you're that, and like you're an asshole. And it's just like, I want to smack people like that. I really do. And it's just like, fucking like, wake up. Yeah. And nowadays people are just so manipulated by the fucking internet, and that's probably why YouTube does what it does. These advertisers are like, oh, you're placing our ads on these videos of these guys drinking beer and puking, and it's like, so what? Like, be happy that people are watching those videos. Can't they see, that's bringing content to you.
That people are watching it?
Yeah. And like, I feel so bad for Matt, because like, I'm sure he deleted videos with millions of views.
Yeah.
Old videos that were gaining views, that were earning him money.
I can't even imagine
ripped away from you.
I can't. Yeah. Like, let's say that for some reason, in my case, it was like, for some reason, this is just a horrible example, but just to look into how much it would break my heart, is like, I get a copyright strike or something, and and it's just best, and he decided they forced him, but it was his decision to go delete all main shows. And how I'm seeing that for me is like, maybe like, I got to go through and delete every fast food review I did, or something like that. Just like everything that like
everything that,
got
that
a lot
you
of
work
views
so
or whatever.
hard for,
like
too.
That would crush me.
Yeah.
Like that, so him going through there and check marking everything, like unlimited amounts of videos. Like, I wonder how long it took him to delete all main shows. Like, my God.
And at that point, he's basically throwing away money. He's basically deleting his source of income.
Like, yeah,
10 years worth of income.
Money that he's made up until the moment of deleting. It's like he's not making any more money off of it. It's just like cut off right then. Whatever money he made off those shows is that's the end of it.
And to put it into a better perspective for you guys too, think about it like this. I'll use me for an example, right? Now, Trav and I are not full-time YouTubers. Probably never will be. If it happens, cool. Like I said, I will never treat YouTube as a full-time gig. Think about it like this. I mentioned that I have a very good paying job. I am very privileged to make the amount of money I make. This is the most amount of money I've ever made working anywhere. Okay? I make $15 an hour. and I work Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Plus, I get commissions and bonuses on top of that. So think about it. Even if you just broke my hourly rate down and broke it down by 40 hours, you can do the math about how much money I make, right? Every 2 weeks without the bonuses and the commissions. Now, imagine if something happened and that amount of money you made was taken away from you. It would be like going back to a job that you made minimum wage, which where I live is $7.25. Imagine going from making $15 an hour. That's your source of income. That is what you're living off of. That is what you're supporting and feeding your family off of. And that's ripped away from you. You're forced to leave. And you're forced to go back to making nothing. $7.25 an hour. You know, now, at the same time, that's also very different for somebody who does YouTube full time. That's his job. You know, like he's worked from home. He's been his own boss for years. That's gone. You know, it's not gone. You know what I mean? But like, if say he never got monetization back.
He's being forced to make changes that
like he's being censored. But that'd be like if you were making that much money and then like you just had to go find another regular job and scrape by. You know, it's so shitty and it's so unfortunate because, again, I get it from the business standpoint. I really do. I understand it. But, like, put an age restriction. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you're not fucking, like, 18, don't watch it. Like, you have YouTube Kids for a reason. Why are you trying to ruin the main platform? Like, YouTube Kids, like, when you upload to YouTube, like, if you have a certain video, it should go through a review process, I think, before it's uploaded, where YouTube says, okay, this is main platform worthy, or no, this is going straight to YouTube Kids. Something needs to be put in place. Like, you have YouTube Kids for a reason. My wife and I, we don't let our kids watch regular YouTube because of the shit that's on there. Like, there are kid-friendly videos. Well, they're not adult videos disguised as kid videos. There's a whole thing about that years ago. Like, my son was watching this dude with this Mario plushie, and it's like, oh, like, they're just kids playing with plushies, and then he's like, hey, Mario, fuck you! And it's like, whoa. I'm serious. Like, I swear to God, this is the shit that's happening. So, like...
It's just the voice to do that.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, it's crazy. We put them on YouTube Kids for that reason. My kids are 8 and 5. You know what I mean? Like my 5-year-old daughter repeats everything she hears. This is how it is. Young, impressionable minds. You know, and like my son has seen things on the main YouTube platform where he's like thinks that because he sees it on there that it's okay, and it's not okay. And I want to let you guys in on a little insight too, and Trav can even do this research. I doubt he's going to. But they're taking down videos for vomiting and drinking, like showing beer. It's a part of our fucking life. Like, people drink. Get over it. You know, like it's... And people have fun doing it.
It's just like one big move to silence us or something. It's like...
But you can go on YouTube right now and type in Brazilian wax and literally see up close dicks, vaginas, buttholes, everything. Not blurred out. Full in your face, like 4K pussy shots. But you know why they don't, and they're monetized. You know why? Because it's labeled as educational.
Yeah.
Now, how does that make sense? There's full frontal nudity that you can find on YouTube. But if I upload a video drinking a beer and puking it, and my friend's laughing at me, fuck you, you're done. You know, get off our platform. You're trash. You're filth.
Yeah, that deserves 1 million views. I just imagine that's like 15 seconds. Just like, go, puke. And it's
yeah.
Dustin pukes a beer. That's the video title.
I've only ever puked a beer one time. Like, straight beer. And it was funny. It was funny as hell. It was great. It would have made a great YouTube video, but, you know, it'd be taken down if that was ever on my channel.
Yeah, it was just like a geyser that came out of your...
straight beer foam.
Out of your gut. Because I remember you talk about that actually on the show. But, Matt, man, if you're listening to this, honestly, as of right now, I have no idea if I'll send you this. Like, I don't know. I might just be like, hey,
Matt, watch our video.
we're on your side.
Come on this podcast and talk shit with us, please. With me. Trav, don't talk shit. We don't even have to talk shit about YouTube.
When you have time. I know Matt's busy. I know he you know, we all are in some way, and it's hard to schedule things all the time. We still got another guy we want to get on here that I've been waiting to get on for a while. And, you know, just know, like, Matt, no matter what you do, like, I'm going to support it. Like, stream-wise, you know, I may not catch everything. I really, Reckless Eating is not, you know, I don't know. I feel like because I do, like, normal reviews, I have always gravitated more to carbs.
I love it.
The reviews he does in cars, because it's just like, I want to know his opinion on this thing. So it's like, okay, this is how I get just Matt
and here's
on his own, his opinion.
This is how clever this guy is. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but like carbs, right? Like he does review in his car, but he like capitalizes the BS, so it's like car bullshitting while he eats food.
He's like, this is the show where what does he say? It's like, I actually sent him a voice message a long time ago imitating it, and he laughed at that. I'm trying to remember what it was. Dang it, how's it go? This is the show where
This is where I try something
this is the show where I sit in my car. NBS, while consuming carbs, like he makes the NBS while consuming carbs like louder than the other part. And it's great because
it's incredible.
They always have a theme. Like when he says main shows, like, you know, that means everything else is like a side thing. And they really like Reckless Eating, Matt, he's treated it just like an actual show. And I love that. I love their style, and I've always loved their outro too. Dun, dun, dun,
Can you imagine if he sat in his car?
It's so freaking catchy.
And he was like, this is where I try something and tell you if you should like it or not. I can be very persuasive.
Oh, God.
Lucas is laughing.
Dustin
Lucas is
there.
dying
Dustin
right
went
now. Lucas fell out of his GT racing chair and is on the floor dead.
Get up, Lucas. We need
I can be very persuasive in a car. Not going to tell you the location I'm at because they gave me free food and I'm not going to promote them.
Yeah,
Lucas, leave this in the podcast.
It's like, oh, like they owe me something, so I'm going to talk about
But Matt talks about where he's at because Matt's a good guy.
Yeah. Matt's there's a big difference there. There's a huge line drawn. Matt's actually a genuine guy.
Hashtag we love Matt.
I hope he does listen to this because I just want him to know that there's other creators on this platform that are definitely behind you on all of it, and it's carbs. It's BS, man. It's BS.
YouTube is BS right now, and I'm sorry.
YTBS. There you go.
YTBS.
This is where I sit in the car and deal with my YTBS. I don't know. But yeah, check out, you know, this is not my technical recommendation because I do have one, but I will just say, check out Reckless Eating, guys. Go support them. YouTube.com/RecklessEating. It's a whole thing. And like, you know, a lot of changes have been made. That's the whole point of us talking about this, is talking about like the changes with his channel. But I feel like Matt's just going to keep pumping out good content. And even though whenever he has to become more G-rated, it's still great because you get their personality, and Matt's hilarious, and the rest are hilarious, and it's just like it's like 10 years strong, just 10 whole. I can't even fathom that kind of number. It's gonna come around the corner for me.
It's crazy to think about it too, like whatsoever. You know, yeah, like he deleted 10 years worth of videos, but think about the time, the editing, the processing, the uploading, the work that went into filming all that. Hundreds of hours gone. It's like, it's, you know, at that point, then you think to yourself, like, what, like, why did, you know, what was the point of it now at this point? And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrible that this is it. It's the world we live in, though. And
I see his dedication. I see his, like, in the video, he's still leaving it on some kind of positive note. He's a super positive guy because he's like, I'm gonna make it work. I just want to make content. That's
and seriously, like,
that's the YouTube dream at the end of the day. Whenever you're a content
big
creator,
big kudos to him too for not giving up on that, because I'll be honest with you, if I had to go back and delete 10 years worth of content one day because of something like that, I'd be done. I honestly, I wouldn't even want to continue anymore, because that would be like, not only are you taking away from me, you're taking away from the people that support me too. Like it's such, there's so much more to it, really. Like, there are people that, what if there was somebody that was having a really bad day and they went back and they watched those old videos because that was it. That was their getaway. That was their escape. They needed a laugh, and that's where they got it. And now that happiness that they found in that is ripped away from them.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have your recommendation? Because I do, but I gotta look up while you say yours the channel that I'm going to talk about.
I do have a recommendation, but my recommendation is actually something that I want to run by you and run by the people here. So
okay,
we're creeping up on episode 50. Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I keep getting this advertisement for this platform called Stereo. Okay. It's a podcast platform, but it's like live listening. I want to look into it a little bit more. But for episode 50, maybe that's something Trav and I can do, because like you were literally like these talking faces, like on this app, and you would listen to us live, just chat. And I think that you guys can chat live with us as well. Like, you can comment and type, and we'll see it and be able to talk and interact real time.
That'd be cool.
But I got to see.
Yeah, as long as we can. Oop, my phone.
I got to see if it's something that we can do together, like how we do this. If we both just be logged into the app. Maybe, or if we have to be like physically together. I don't know. I'm going to look more into it, but it's just a general idea. That's my recommendation. But would you guys like something like that? Maybe every so often, maybe like once a month or something like that. If it's a hit, something that Trav and I can do, where we'll just like on like a weekend or something, or just like just a random day, just kind of get on there and just talk and just kind of have a good time. You know what I mean? Because we can still technically record like we are, but still talk through stereo at the same time. So like give you the live show, but then you can also go back and watch on YouTube as well.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would want, for it to still be a upload to like YouTube and Spotify and all that. But yeah, that'd be awesome, because like I'm itching for that interaction. I haven't actually gotten to interact with you guys live yet, so it's just like, other than like if you've crossed over onto my channel. But I understand this is a different channel, and that's how it goes. But it's I'm excited. I'm excited about the first actual like live stream, in whatever way that we decide to do it. That would be hype, because I feel like you still manage to talk about something, but also be like, okay,
yeah, and you guys can listen to it. And I think like, too, because random people can stumble across it that are on the app at the same time too. So it really. It leads to more exposure. But your recommendation, sir, did you find the channel? Because if not, I'm going to come through the phone. I'm going to blue skidoo my ass through there and give you a Dutch oven and probably a hug.
I still got to look at it. But I won't be able to hear you. Hang on. Let me just keep him busy for a second.
Keep him busy for a second. That's what I do. I actually don't even know what to say. Believe it or not, I'm speechless. I also am stupidly tired. It is midnight, my time. And I worked an hour later today because I had to close a sale with a client, because that's what I do for work. I talk to people and close sales. And I'm a beast.
Okay.
And he's back.
I don't even know what you said for the past few seconds.
A bunch of just random stuff.
Awaken Insight. It sounds weird, but it's just like this hippie looking dude. No offense to it. Like, I'm just generally, I don't know. But he's always sitting in front of like, and I watched a few of his videos, but I'm going to recommend one specific one, and I hope you guys end up subscribing to him and stuff. And I'll send Dustin this video after we're done, because it's only like, it's not even 5 minutes. He has a video titled, "Let People Dislike You." And he never even says hey or nothing. Like, the video starts, he's staring. It's almost like it's so calming, because his voice is calming, but he's always sitting in front of trees and nature and everything. You can hear birds, and it's just super relaxing. I watched 3 of his videos like in a row today, and I felt myself just kind of like really mellowing out. Like I was like, this is kind of relaxing, even though I'm paying attention to what he's saying because it's like really good advice. I don't know how old the guy is or whatever, but really interesting stuff. It's different, and I just like his video about let people dislike you because it's kind of one of those things like that. What he says in that video is my opinion about like how, you know, you're not responsible for what other people like. If you're trying to find approval for people and stuff like that for yourself, like, you know, it's that whole like go be their prisoner thing, and like it doesn't even matter because if you do that thing they want you to do or whatever, they'll find something else to judge you for, you know. So it's just like, so, and those type of people, and honestly, I know some people on this platform that are like this, and it's just, they find reasons to hate. And like that goes all up into YouTube. That's rooted in everything. That's rooted in just life in general. Even if you're not a creator, there's something to take from. And I really, like, it spoke to my soul because it's literally exactly what I feel about people like that, where I personally am also working on that. I'm on that mental journey of like just letting go of what people think about stuff. Like I have done really well with that, but I feel like there's a little bit left. That's just like, you know, like family and stuff where I just, you know, I'm a pretty free person, free-spirited, and just like don't really care what people think. But there's situations I find myself in where I feel like I do care, and I'm just trying to like get through that. So it's like one of those videos that I needed to hear, and I sent it to Elizabeth Ricard. She's like all up in the food community and stuff, and she's become a really dear friend of mine, and I'm just glad that I was able to help her because she's like, you know what, Trev, I appreciate this because I'm dealing with this exact thing and I really need to be reminded of this. And that's not something she would usually say. Like, she doesn't just like thank me for random stuff. So like that really meant that it made a difference, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Like this one guy called Awaken Insight. I don't know his actual name, but really cool stuff because it's just one of those like, you're in from beginning to end of the video. You're into like what this dude has to say, all in like one take, speaking softly, slowly, and just saying like, you know, just like be at peace with things because like who cares? Basically, like he says it so much better than me, and that's why I'm trying to recommend it to you guys.
There's a lot of shit in
it's
life.
something that I would have trouble with wording. Like he worded it so well that's why I'm recommending it. But what were you going to say?
There's just a lot of shit in life I think that people stress too much about. And there's some things you just got to learn to let go of.
Exactly.
Just learn to let go. There's also a video I want to send you, sir. We talked about on the show before. Ghost Town Living. That guy. Amazing. Cerro Gordo, California. Love to go there.
Yeah. I love that guy.
There's a couple that I watch that do travel vlogs. Their name's Kara and Nate. And, like, they're awesome. Like, their goal before COVID was to, like, make it to, like, 100 different countries. And I think they did it or almost did it, which is insane. But when COVID hit, they like bought this van and converted it into like a kind of like a house on wheels, and like they just travel across the United States and do really cool shit and experience cool places. Like they're really good travel vloggers, and like they got to stay in like this fucking $50,000 a night penthouse in Las Vegas for free for a night, and it was crazy. But anyways, they actually went and stayed a night in Cerro Gordo with the guy from Ghost Town Living, and you get to see so much more in their video than what he shows. And it was just 25 minutes of like just pure fucking awesomeness. Like I didn't even want it to end. It was so cool,
love it, man,
to see. So
I just, even without being there, I love Cerro Gordo. Like just that place, and like just him and his positivity, and like his whole idea of like this work will never end for me. Like he literally just recently he just got this place, and he's just like, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. Like it's crazy. And I don't know if you saw his recent one, but he almost got stuck in like a little mine, like in
the silver mine.
Of course that was like that was scary looking. Like I was glued to the screen whenever he was trying to come out of the little hole off at the top of the ground, and like the other guy filming is like, no, like give me your hand, and he just like he was just struggling because but it's scary, man. And like he said in some other video, like, and I'll send you this too because I don't know if you've seen this. Like, there's a guy that did like a really professional interview of him, with like different camera angles and all that. But he said in that video, and some people showed up. That's something you never see either. He never films anybody like come up, but he says like this is like a twice a day thing or something where people like, hey, love the channel and everything, and then they just walk away. Like, I always wondered that, like, how many people are actually coming to see him real quick or whatever, because he never shows anybody else. But he said, like, if anything ever happened to me in one of these mines, I've told my friends, like, honestly, just like let that be my tomb. Just close it out. And that's so bizarre. Like, that dude's mindset is kind of inspiring in a lot of ways. It's not, I know that he has those people that think he's crazy, but I'm kind of like, I'm one of those guys that's like, you're doing your thing, man, and that's cool. Like, I watch every Ghost Town Living episode so far since I found him. Like, I'm obsessed.
Well, he said in that video I'm going to send you to, he's like, I paid like 1.5 or 1.7 million for this place, which is way more than my life savings. He's like, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. It's insane. Dustin, is there anything you want to say before we head out?
No, just this is the podcast where we tell you if you should like it or not.
What?
I don't know, dude. I'm being an asshole.
And I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut. Like, I'm just like, I could say something, I could make a joke, but I don't want to. Like, it's just like, I don't know.
Our new intro is going to be, what is up, everybody? My name is Dustin, and it is time for another podcast.
The podcast. It's like left to right speaker or something. Podcast. Guys, like the podcast. Just give us that thumbs up. Just to let us know you made it to the end and that you're enjoying it. If you did make it to the end, Oro.
Oro's a G.
You're amazing. All of you are amazing. And just like the video, share it with somebody, and email us, tweet at us, all that jazz. And we'll be talking to you next time.
See ya.